The river people demand Medina Lake. No, okay, I can give you that. Medina Lake, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the studio. People demanding you.
Hey, all right. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
thank you.
How you're doing? You're unbelievably sprightly to say you've just arrived in the UK off of the Warp Tour.
There's delirious, I think is what it is, yeah.
Or how long, as you say.
Oh, knackered, yeah. How long have you actually been in the UK now? Hours, days?
Like 24 hours. 30 hours, yeah.
30 hours.
Okay. And how have those 30 hours been? They've been good?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, we were on Warp Tour for 2.5 months, and it's kind of a grueling tour. It's super fun, but it's brutal.
Yeah.
And we literally finished, and the next day flew over here, got here yesterday, and we've just kind of been like zombied around all day.
We watched
pushed
The
around.
Running Man and then...
Yeah, we watched The Running Man.
All night.
You seen that in a while?
I've not seen The Running Man, no.
It's wild.
No, is he a good guy? Tell us about the Warp Tour, because obviously it's an American tour, so like a few people over here will fill us in, like fill us all the details. It's quite a tough tour.
Yeah, it's very unconventional. Like most festivals are, you guys are familiar with like Reading and Leeds and downloading that, but this one, it's very intimate because the bands are walking around all day. So it takes place in parking lots, and they set up like 5 stages every day. There's 88 bands, I think, and then bands just set up their tents all over the place. So it's like a circus with just kids and bands walking around everywhere.
Completely unorganized.
But traveling as well.
And no backstages, like you were saying, because a lot of them are like portable trailers that set up. So yeah, I mean, you're just kind of hanging out in a parking lot in the summer with a bunch of friends and people, and it's gnarly.
This sounds good.
Cool.
This sounds
We
amazing.
shower in outhouses and
yeah.
So there's so didn't Katy Perry do this one year?
She did.
How did a lady handle this? Like a lady, a demanding lady.
She did have her own tour bus with a picture of her face on the side of it, and a sign that said "Stay, 20 feet away."
Disturb Katy Perry. And it was like just where all the buses park. So she's basically telling all the bands, "Please don't disturb Katy Perry," and all the bands were like, "No one cares about you, Katy Perry."
Didn't she get really mad at us one day?
She yelled at us one day. Yeah, because I think it's a different mentality on this tour because there's a million stages, so naturally you need to sound check while other bands are playing. Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to get too much, but anyway, I guess
come on, slag Perry off.
She's her own. I guess she's used to doing her own thing, her own tour.
She
so
sucks.
we're many stages away, sound checking in the middle of her song, and she instructed one of her crew, I guess, to come over and yell at us in the middle of our thing because I was hitting my snare drum or something. It was interesting.
So we turned it up to 11.
Yes, we did.
Turned it up right to 11. So what do you do when you're in the UK? Because obviously you've been here for just 30 hours now. Has this been a lot of work, a lot of promo? Do you get time to hang out?
We never get as much time as we like. We've been trying for years now to go to a football match. We haven't made that happen, but I think that we might do that on Saturday because we have Reading Friday and Leeds on Sunday, so we're going to try to go to a match.
Who do you want to go and see? Do you have like a fake team that you support here?
Yeah.
Like the way that I support the
Nathan
Yankees.
just decided he was an Aston Villa fan.
Oh, really?
7 minutes ago. I like their colors.
Well, we'll see if we can get you some Villa tickets. If anyone's, got a Villa. Are they playing on Saturday, do we know? I don't know why I'm even attempting to talk about football, having to be maybe 1 or 2 matches. And so what were you've done the Warp Tour before. How was it this year?
Well, last year we did 3 weeks of it, and this year we did the whole thing.
Right.
And it makes a big difference, man. The other difference was we were in a bus this year for the first time, and that's trouble. Like, every night they have a barbecue, so all the bands, labels, managers, all the sponsors, everybody on the tour goes and congregates like at this one area where they make bratwurst and hot dogs and hamburgers and then all kinds of alcohol. So everyone just gets ridiculous.
I mean, basically, your only job on Warped Tour is to play for 30 minutes a day and get yourself to the next city. And now we didn't have to worry about getting to the next city because that responsibility was taken by someone else. So it's a
so you've got 23.5 hours.
Yeah, free time is dangerous.
Free time.
Just to make sure you're psychologically intact, which means sometimes you have to party.
What were your previous worries or conceptions of the tour before? Were you kind of daunted about going on it, or were you just ready to go and have it?
Yeah, I was. I mean, you don't shower for weeks on end.
Weeks?
Like, literally weeks. And it's like 100+ degrees.
I thought I had an awesome tan after being on tour all summer, and then I took a shower at the end and all washed off, and I was white again.
Just gravy.
Yeah, it was just dirt.
It's weird. I mean, you literally, you'll go to, Walmart once every 3 weeks and just buy new socks and underwear because you can't possibly put on that pair again. You
can't even wash them. They're beyond washing.
And every morning you wake up, you grab a roll of toilet paper that you also bought at Walmart and you go find an outhouse where there's 30 band dudes waiting in line with their roll of toilet paper.
And after a roadie
You
in
can
front of you.
recognize the turds in there.
Oh, God. That's Johnny's. Definitely one of Johnny's.
Johnny's been at it again last night.
What about
That's
Johnny
Yumi
here?
at 6.
Big night for Johnny. We had Yumi at 6 in here before they went on the tour. How were they? Did they survive?
Yeah, man. Well, they lucked out because they got
enjoyed
there
themselves.
halfway through. So, the leg that they got was, had more days off and everything. And I think they expected more fun out of us because we were so fried by the time they got there. They're like, let's party. We're like, dude, give us a minute.
Let's just have a rest. Does your party waver in? Do you go through waves of like, we're going to party this week, or is it constant? Yeah?
It
I had a
started
pretty
full
good
force.
run.
Yeah, it was.
I was consistent.
Yeah.
I went from start to finish.
Well done you. I was considering. Hey, I'm proud. As a consistent partier.
I made it happen.
It's kind of worrying that you partied consistently for 2.5 months.
I was scared. I did some things that I question about myself, but it's okay.
Should we play some Medina Lake?
Sure.
It's Medina Lake on Radio 1 and they are in the building. Hi.
BBC Radio 1.
Son, do you like this? Are you feeling this dubby vibe?
I'm feeling everything.
It's big, right?
I see how you're moving.
I love how happy and awake you are. I literally can't get over it. I can't believe you're alive. It's
not real.
It's not real. It's all not real. We had who did we have in? Who was talking about previous tours? We had Amanda Blankin, this great solo lady. She was talking about previous tours she's been on and the good stories. Who have you previously toured with that you could share a great story with us about?
Well,
Or dub them in,
we've done plenty of tours with some wonderful bands. We did Linkin Park, My Chemical Romance.
Dudes.
Which ones?
All of those guys.
Oh yeah, all those.
All of those guys.
We've had a million stories.
We always talk about this one story, so people have probably heard it before, but our drummer, Dan, we somehow wound up, we were playing in Orlando, and we wound up staying at Chris Kirkpatrick, his house from NSYNC.
Oh.
You know that guy?
Sure, you stayed at NSYNC's house.
Well, okay, we didn't.
Okay.
I didn't know who he was.
No, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't know. But someone was like, "Hey, you can stay with my friend. Here's directions." All of a sudden, we're in this gated community, and we pull up.
Private airplane, remember? It had a...
Yeah, it had. I mean, he lived, on the water. He had jet skis and all kinds of crap.
It was like MTV Cribs, the place.
Okay,
Pool, hot
sure.
tub, grotto, girls in bikinis
Girls.
throwing beach balls.
Yeah, it was
Still girls after NSYNC?
Well, this is
20
Florida,
years of girls.
You can milk that for decades.
Yeah, things don't end in Florida.
It might end in 2010. That might be game over then, new decade.
But anyway, so our drummer here, Jeezy, he had one beverage and the eyes rolled back in his head, and he was just gone. We were like, whoa, what a retard. Like, what happened to him, So we just kind of played with him, like Weekend at Bernie's style all night, just walking him around and sitting him down at a bonfire. Yeah.
I found out later that during this state, I mean, I don't remember any of this really, but all my friends called me back for the rest of the weekend, and apparently I went through my phone, my list of contacts, and fired all of my friends. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
That means.
But anyway, so we lost track of him at some point, and by the time we woke up, everything was a little foggy, and we tried to put it back together, and we couldn't find him. So we finally go back to our van, and he's there, he's passed out. But the problem is he's wearing a full Abercrombie and Fitch outfit, which
It was a rugby.
it was a
rugby suit.
His clothes were gone in exchange for a fresh new jock type of
A
dude.
new jock look. You got NSYNC styled right there.
Yeah.
He claims his behind didn't hurt.
Somebody played dress up with me.
Yeah,
I think someone horsed with his beverage and then
and then
horsed with him.
It's not really the funniest story for radio, is it? My friend was date raped.
we were
Not the
laughing
funniest joke.
hysterically while he
hilarious.
was throwing up outside the van.
yeah.
So you have a big task this weekend, Reading and Leeds.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
When does it kick off for you? Are you going straight there tonight or tomorrow?
morning.
Well,
Tomorrow morning.
yeah, but we drive there tonight after this. We sleep in the parking lot, and then we get up and
then we get
bust a
and play.
move.
Straight there. So what are your movements before you play a festival? Do you have time off to go and see bands? Do you hang out? Do you go to the bar? Are you nervous? Do you watch DVD? What do you do?
One of those things.
Nervous for sure.
Yeah.
Especially this is probably the biggest crowd we're ever gonna have played in front of. Yeah, I get terrified. But then after we play, just have some drinks, walk around, kick it with other bands, and just talk
Let
to
it sink
kids and
in, yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It's cool because we have a lot of friends playing this year.
Oh yeah, who's playing? Who are you looking forward to hanging out
Well,
with?
Alexis.
Gallows, Yumi at 6,
Alexis
Alexis on
on
Fire,
Fire.
Fight Star's playing. So
Amazing.
Yeah, they're all doing
Deftones.
Reading, I think, the day after we are. So we're going to stay there for the next day. Just to hang
wicked.
out.
So you get to hang out on Saturday.